So what are the best nut butters for the keto diet? So do you guys have a favorite nut butter on keto? Pop that in the comments. But so we kind of started with things that are kind of easier to find, or at least order online.
Let's start with things that are not truly nut butters, though.
Okay.
Peanut butter, cashew butter, not nut butters, right? They're legume butters. Both, for me, both taste awesome, but they're not really nuts.
Yeah, so with peanut butter, you've got to watch out for added sugars.
Yeah.
And then there are a number of people who don't eat peanuts because of the mold. There's some mold, it can be a pro-inflammatory, but if a spoonful of peanut butter a week is going to get you sticking to keto, like, do what you need to do.
Yeah.
So some of our favorites are macadamia nut butter. Macadamia nut butter is so freaking easy to make. All you have to do is blend the nuts. Like, you can use a Vitamix, you can use a food processor, you can use a Magic Bullet, you can use like any kind of a hand blender, and you just process them until they will release their own oils and just turn right into nut butter. So that's super easy to do.
So the next one is almond butter, which is probably one of the most common nut butters, alternative to peanut butter, is almond butter. Now, I would prefer macadamia butter over almond butter every day of the week, but macadamia butter is going to be more expensive just because macadamia nuts are more expensive. But the reason I would prefer it is because macadamias have a much higher ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s. Now, in macadamia butter, the ratio is somewhere between 3.5 to 4 grams of omega-6 to every gram of omega-3. That might sound like, well, there's still more omega-6s. Yeah, but the ratio is pretty good among nut butters. For almond butter, it's 10 to 1. So 10 grams of omega-6 to 1 gram of omega-3. So a lot more omega-6s, which you don't want to overload your body with so many more omega-6s than omega-3s. You have to get a good number of omega-3s.
So, and other ways to balance that out is salmon.
Right.
Eating salmon 2 or 3 times a week. Like a good quality salmon.
Yeah. Or a high quality fish oil supplement, which you need to do a lot of research on that.
Yeah. And then finally, hazelnut butter.
Yeah, hazelnuts don't really have any omega-3 in them, but when they taste great, right? Nutella, right?
You can make your own.
Yeah, and you can make your own. So what? Oh, pili nut butter.
Yeah, that would be...
You could make pili nut butter. We talked about Brazil nuts. It's not really a common nut that a lot of people buy. Walnuts.
You can make... I have a walnut nut butter on the channel. It's pecans. Yeah, you can make custom blends too. So you could take macadamias, almond, hazelnut. You could do a blend of different nuts and create your own nut butter. Yeah. If you have the tools in your kitchen, nut butters are really not that difficult to make.
Right. Yeah.
So you can make smaller batches, kind of try things out until you get like just the perfect spot. So, and a lot of people like to put things like cinnamon in their nut butters.